Hi. We haven't gone live in forever. Forever. Let me type this type the subject. Hey, hey. Okay. Okay. Hey. And I pinned the comment and everything. Hey y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna give it like a couple more seconds and then we're gonna get ready. I haven't been live in forever. I was so nervous. I don't know why I was nervous, but um Happy New Year. Thank you. I know I haven't been live in forever. I'm gonna try to make sure that I get myself together so we can see each other more often. So I appreciate you guys for joining. Today we're going to be talking about overtone, and overtone is one of those semi-permanent or temporary colors. So we're going to be talking about that specific color, but then those types of colors. We're going to be talking about the Gorilla Glue incident that is sweeping all these internets. And then we're going to talk about something else. We got a couple other things that we're going to talk about. So I appreciate you guys joining. Happy New Year. Happy Black History Month. Thank you so much for joining. Let's get started. So yesterday I got a call on the Hair Hotline, and I just started taking calls back recently, and this young lady had used the overtone, what she thought was a temporary color on her hair. So overtone is a one of those color waxes, or those they call themselves a conditioning color. And she used that, put that on her hair, and was trying to figure out why it wasn't washing out. She really didn't like the results. So first of all, more specifically to overtone, that conditioning color, they do have a lot of conditioning agents in them, like not jojoba. They have avocado oil. They also have coconut oil and shea butter inside of those. So it is a moisturizing product. But the issue is, first of all, when I search their website, it doesn't tell you how long the product lasts. It just tells you how often you can reapply. So first, let's talk about those types of colors and what you can expect. So those types of colors are stains, right? So when you put that color wax on your hair, or you put that conditioning color on your hair, it's still color. It still has color molecules. It still going to stick on the hair. So it's not a temporary color where as soon as you put it on there, it washes right away. This is going to be more towards the semi-permanent category of when you put it on there, the color molecules are larger, so they don't last as long as permanent hair color, but they still stain the hair. They're still going to stick on the hair. So when you put it on your hair and you expect for it to rinse right off, it's not going to happen. So that's the issue that she was having. She had a ginger red hair, and she put the black overtone on her hair and was expecting for it. She didn't like how the black looked. She had never put any color on her hair before, and now she wants it out. Well, in that case, the only way to get that out is, unfortunately, you're going to have to use some sort of lightener to get that off. So what we talked about was doing a balayage for her to, or balayage or some sort of ombre technique when she goes to see her professional stylist to get that color off. So you have to remember, when you have a semi-permanent hair color, those colors typically last 4 to 6 weeks, depending on what you're looking at. And when you apply them to your hair, the lighter your hair is, the more vibrant the color. The more you continue to put on top of there, is the color molecules are stacking up on top of each other. So you're going to have color build up on top of that. So if you try to go back through and do a professional color on top of that, it's not going to work. Okay. So remember, we're talking about the overtone or those waxes or those temporary colors that you put on your hair. So remember, those color molecules are still there. It is still color, even though it's not lifting your hair, even though it's not causing any damage, it's still color. The only way that you're going to be able to get that color out of there is if you grow the hair all the way out, or the color somehow your hair was super porous and it fades away, or you're going to have to use lightener to get that color out. So just make sure that you're aware of that. Okay. So then, before we get to the Gorilla Glue situation that's sweeping these internets, I want to talk a little bit about the products that the Hair Hotline has. So we have 4 individual products that are unique to the Hair Hotline that we produce ourselves, that we have, that we sell. Okay, so we have rose water, which has some witch hazel in there. Rose water is great to balance out the skin's pH. You can spray it on your hair and on the scalp. It helps reduce inflammation. And actually, what's so crazy is I burned my finger last week paying attention to my niece while flat ironing my sister's hair, and I burnt the side of my finger. And the only thing I used on my finger was the rose water. And literally 2 days later, no, the next day, it wasn't hurting. The day after that, the next day, I had like a little bubble. You can tell it was a little bubble from the burn. But the day after that, I had nothing. Like, it's gone. All I was using was rose water to soothe the burning sensation. The bomb. Okay. Now, then we have Yuri Oil. So we just have 2 different labels. So Yuri Oil is a baby and toddler oil that we developed. And it is named after my dear, precious, favorite niece, Yuri. That she's 3 now. She'll be 4 next month. This oil, whenever you purchase it, you purchase with a purpose. So $2 goes into a fund for Yuri that she can access when she's 18. And then every dollar, a dollar of every bottle on top of that, we donate into a children's hospital. So we're going to be doing our first donation at the year anniversary in April for this oil. This oil is great for kids and toddlers. You can use it from head to toe. It helps moisturize not just the hair and the scalp of the child, but it's lightly scented with lavender oil. So it's going to help relax that baby and relax you too. Okay. It also helps with cradle cap. So my nephew now he's about 2 months or 2.5 months now. He was having some real severe cradle cap issues. He used his Yuri oil. It's clearing right up for him. Okay. So gentle enough for babies and toddlers. But if you wanted to use it for yourself, you can absolutely do that. Then we have grapeseed oil that we sell. So we have 3 different sizes. This size is actually going to be released next week. This is an 8 ounce. We have 2 ounces, 4 ounces, and 8 ounces in grapeseed oil. The price ranges from $4.99 all the way up to $10.99 for the 8 ounce. So, for the 8 ounce. Then we have jojoba oil. Now, if you guys have watched any of my lives, you know I love jojoba oil. Look, I'm getting them in order of size. I love jojoba oil. So jojoba oil is going to mimic the natural oils that the body produces. So it's going to be closest to what your body excretes on its own. So jojoba oil is the best. It's non-comedogenic, so it's not going to clog the pores. And also, grapeseed oil is not going to clog the pores either. Jojoba oil can be used as a massage oil. It can be used as a oil to add into your conditioner for added moisture. It can be used just by itself as a skin oil from head to toe. You can mix it with your regular lotion, especially now in the wintertime where your skins may be a little bit more dry and cracky and things like that. The jojoba oil is going to be great for that, okay? Jojoba oil ranges from $6.99, and this 8 ounce is going to be released next week also. This is going to, whoops. It's going to be $19.99 for that 8 ounce, okay? Now for my prized possession, our Kiki Oil, our signature product. This is the first product we ever came out with. We have Kiki Oil. Kiki Oil is really designed for people who have thinning hair or issues with thickness. I developed Kiki Oil because I have a hormonal imbalance called PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, PCOS affects about 10% of women. It might be larger since the last time I checked the numbers, but it comes with a lot of different symptoms and characteristics. And one of them, for a lot of women, is hair thinning or male pattern baldness, things like that. So I was going super thin in the top of my head. I have pictures on my website, thehairhotline.com/Kiki Oil, where I was literally bald. Okay, I had about 15 strands up top, and using the Kiki oil within about 6 to 7 months or so, I was able to regain all my hair back in that area. Definitely feel back in. So if you want more information, go to thehairhotline.com/Kiki Oil. So it helps regenerate hair follicles that have been laying dormant for a while. It's great for all hair types. So you can use it as a conditioning treatment, a hot oil treatment, as an everyday oil. It does not clog the pores. It helps with controlling dandruff, minimizing dryness in the scalp and on the hair, all of that. So we have tons of videos on Kiki Oil, and we have two different sizes. We have a 2-ounce sprayer, we have a 2-ounce dropper, and then we have a 4-ounce. They range between $19.99 to $29.99. Okay. This bottle here is going to give you about a 30-day supply. So a little bit goes a long way. You don't need a whole lot. This bottle is going to give you about a 2-month, maybe 2.5-month supply. Okay. All right. So those are signature oils. You can pick any of those up, or if you have any questions about any of those, please send me a DM at the Hair Hotline on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Even on YouTube, or you can go to thehairhotline.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions there. Now let's get into it. Okay, so before I get into it, I'm gonna look at your comments and see what I can answer now, and then we're gonna get into the Gorilla Glue, and I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about the Gorilla Glue situation. Okay. All right, so we say Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, Amy, I still remember color cannot remove color. Yes, so going back to the overtone situation, I had to explain that to the young lady. Color cannot remove color, meaning you cannot put any sort of color on your hair and expect for it to lift. Now, in some situations, you are able to change color with a permanent hair color. Exchange existing or artificial color. So she might be able to apply a color on top of that black that she had and try to remove it, but chances are it's not going to budge because color typically doesn't lift color. So the only way that she's able to change that color or even try to remotely get it back to how she had before is to use some sort of lightener. I did make sure to explain to her that she's going to need tons of conditioning treatments to keep her hair in a conditioning status, because she was doing a lot of clarifying treatments to remove that color. And I explained to her that clarifying treatments and clarifying shampoos, they strip the hair color, or they strip your hair from its natural moisture. So continuing to do that over and over again is just going to dry the hair out. And I told her she may experience some breakage, but she understood. You know, we had a long conversation, but just make sure that you understand those waxes or those semi-permanent colors before you use them. All right, we have somebody that has rose water and Kiki oil. Yes, we love a product with multiple uses. Yes, we do. I'll give you some background on what grapeseed oil is good for. I'll give you a little bit more. Grapeseed oil is a non-comedogenic oil. It has no smell, and it can be used from head to toe, just like jojoba oil and just like the Yuri oil. And it does not, like I said, it doesn't clog the pores, but it's a little bit heavier than jojoba oil, and it's great for people with sensitive skin. So it can be used as a massage oil. It can be used like the jojoba oil mixing with your daily moisturizer as the weather changes and things like that. Okay. Now let's get into it. Okay, so these internets have been going crazy over this Gorilla Glue situation. So if you're not familiar, there was a young lady who used, instead of her normal hairspray, she used the Gorilla Glue adhesive aerosol spray on her hair to hold her ponytail down. And apparently, that ponytail had been in her hair for about a month, and she wasn't able to remove any of the glue. She had tried to shampoo her hair numerous times. She tried acetone. She tried alcohol, which normally break up those types of chemicals, and nothing was happening. So she ended up going to the emergency room. I was following the story via social media, right, like everybody else. She ended up going to the emergency room and still wasn't able to remove, they weren't able to remove the glue. And she got a offer from a doctor, a plastic surgeon in LA, to come out there, and he said that he would remove the glue for her out of her hair. Nothing she tried was working. Now, firstly, we always follow manufacturer's directions, right? As a licensed instructor, one of the first things that we tell our students in cosmetology or in any beauty profession, and I'm sure in other professions they tell in any other trade profession, they tell their students this too, is to always follow manufacturer's directions. Always follow manufacturer's directions. So if on the directions it doesn't tell you that you can use it on your skin or your hair, don't use it. So I've seen a lot of arguments of people comparing people using or her using the Gorilla Glue to people using the weave or hair glue on their lashes. That's not what that's meant for. Those are not meant to go around your eyes. It can cause blindness. It can cause all type of irritation, right? But people still do it. I don't know the status of what medically is going to happen with her, because she's, in addition to seeing a plastic surgeon, she really needs to see a dermatologist, because the dermatologist is the doctor of hair, skin, and nails. And they'll be able to tell her in a more in-depth way about her hair follicles and about whether those are ruined. But from my professional opinion, I believe she has ruined her hair follicles, because in that month, we haven't, from the video, we did not see a lot of outgrowth, which in 4 weeks, we should see at least a half an inch of outgrowth, give or take, right? We should be able to see that, and we weren't seeing that. We were seeing that it was laid flat as if the day, like from the day that she did it. I think her hair follicles are going to be severely damaged. I don't know that she is going to be able to keep the hair on her head. If she is, that medical professional is, hats off, hands up. I mean, just amazing, because that chemical, doing a little bit of research for the live, that chemical is a little bit activated by water or wetness, and it kind of locks up a little bit more when you try to add the water. And speaking from someone who has been in the industry for a long time, when you ruin the hair follicle, depending on how bad it is, and I think that because that chemical is so strong, she may have permanently damaged her hair follicle. She may have a hard time with her hair growing back after that. I don't know. I literally, I thought it was a lost cause until I saw she was using something and she was able to loosen the hair up enough to cut off her ponytail. But that hair that's in the front and everything, she might have to go through a process of getting all the hair off her head and trying to really revive the scalp and revive those hair follicles. Let's see what you guys think. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Is she able to remove this product without cutting her hair? So that's what I was just saying. I don't even know that she's going to be able, because she was able to loosen up that back enough to cut it. But I think that's because everything in the back, when you normally spray the hair down, everything in the middle and around sometimes misses the hairspray or the product that you're using to hold it in place. So that's probably why she was able to loosen that up enough, because it wasn't as much product as up here. And so that's my concern, is that up here I saw her edges were laid. None of that, no, I didn't see any outgrowth from 4 weeks. And if I'm not seeing any outgrowth from 4 weeks, I'm having an issue having confidence that her hair is going to be able to continue to grow and thrive and flourish. Um, or if it is, it's going to be a while before she's able to get those hair follicles going, and she needs a medical professional. So I'm glad she ended up going to the emergency room. I'm glad she ended up going to the plastic surgeon, but I hope that plastic surgeon is able to connect her with, or she's able to connect with a dermatologist to help her a little bit further. Someone says she's going to need some therapy after this. She really is, because this is traumatizing, not just for her hair, but I'm sure her scalp is really her scalp is very sensitive at this moment, because she's consistently tried to get it out. I hope she hasn't, but she may experience some chemical burns from the alcohol and the acetone trying to remove that product. And I know the consistent manipulation of that is going to be traumatic on her hair follicles. So she might need some therapy, especially with all the comments that she's receiving on social media. Okay, I use hair glue for my lashes. Please stop using hair glue for your lashes. It is not designed to be used on the eyes. It's designed to be used specifically on the hair. And actually, when people are using that hair glue directly on the scalp, when they're applying these quick weaves, it's not supposed to go directly on the scalp. It's supposed to adhere to the hair. So sometimes when some stylists, maybe some of them aren't licensed when they're doing this, when they're applying this hair glue, this weave glue, they're applying it directly to the scalp. But you're supposed to apply it directly to the hair, a little bit away from the scalp. That's the proper usage. So using it around your eyes is definitely not a good way to use that product. And if it does get into your eyes, it can cause all type of eye issues. And I'm sure that they don't recommend you use it, but I'm sure that at some point it can cause some eyesight issues if it gets into your eyes. Okay. We're talking about going back to Gorilla Glue. Girl, it's a helmet now. It is. That glue was so, I mean, the Gorilla Glue itself is just already strong, right? Because that's why it's called Gorilla Glue. So to put that on your hair, and people use it for crafts and hardware, that's a permanent hair glue. I mean, not hair glue, that's a permanent glue. That's a permanent adhesive. So to put it on your hair, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's crazy. Um Yeah, she might have to wear wigs for a long time. She will need to start over. I think she will. I don't know. I'm not a medical professional, but she might have to, once he gets that glue out, or once he's able to lift that glue enough, he might have to shave her head. And she might need to start some sort of treatments, or some sort of reconstructive hair follicle stuff. She might have to do that, because I'm just not sure, knowing what I know about hair and doing the research on this chemical, I'm not sure she's going to be able to get that out. I don't, he might be able to lift it enough, and they might just have to cut it off, and she might just have to wear some wigs. I'm sure someone would donate to her. Um, will medical professionals even know how to deal with this situation? I know, and I think that it's trial and error, because I looked at her social media, and at the emergency room, they had given her some sort of liquid, and they sent her home. Because it is unique, and they're not used to people using it in that way. I'm sure they have things to get it off the skin, but because hair fibers are different from your skin, right? So they have to deal with it being on her skin, but also being attached to each hair fiber, each hair strand. I'm sure they didn't know what to do, which is why they just gave her what they know to work and they sent her home. Um, I have no clue. My mom is on here. She said that's why she's completely bald now. So my mom had issues with people using that black weave glue incorrectly and putting it directly on the scalp, and then not removing it correctly. So when you remove it, you're supposed to kind of work it out. And I have known people to just literally pull it out. And so she had that issue of someone consistently pulling that hair glue off of her hair. So not just them applying it incorrectly, they were applying the glue to the scalp, but when they would take it off, they would rip it off. And when you rip it off, it's ripping those hair follicles directly from the scalp. And so when you consistently do that, it's the hair follicle is not able to to stay nourished and to get blood vessels flowing in that area because there's nothing there. And unfortunately, it cost my mom her hair. She had no hair around this area for a long time, and she just finally went bald. She looks beautiful though. She can rock it. Everybody thought that she did it when Black Panther came out. Everybody thought she shaved her head for Wakanda and for Black Panther, but she actually had done it before that. Um, you can glue a nail down with Gorilla Glue. Yeah, like a metal nail. You can. Um, Yeah, kind of on the eating Tide Pods level. Yeah, I did see that she was going to sue them because it does not specifically say that you can't use it on your hair, but it does say that you can't use it on your skin. It does say that it's a permanent adhesive. So I don't know what type of case she may have. If she does settle, I saw a lawyer on social media was saying if she does have a case, they might settle with her just to not tie up court resources. But I don't know that she has a case if they decide to fight it out. But I'm not a lawyer, so I have no clue. I don't know. All right. Um, let's see. This is a reality show. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, my mom's bald is definitely beautiful. What are the top three natural essential oils that are safe enough and can be used to aid the hair and scalp of terrible chemical use? Honestly, so with essential oils, you have to be careful because they need to be diluted properly in order to be safe to use directly on the skin. So I know a lot of people talk about tea tree oil and using that directly on the skin, but those essential oils are not designed to be used directly on the skin. They are meant to be diluted to a proper dilution level and then be used on the skin. I don't know what she can use honestly for the chemical burn that she may experience. I just know she might be able to use some rolls because rolls helps with inflammation. Um, and honestly, I'm trying to think. She might be able to use some orange oil or some bergamot oil because those are also good for inflammation. Maybe even some lemon oil. But I wouldn't even suggest she use some sort of home remedy at this point because she has to seek medical attention and they have to give her the direction on what she needs to use. Because if she uses these essential oils at home and she does not dilute them properly, she's going to have some issues with chemical burns or some scalp irritation further into whatever she's dealing with. So I wouldn't even suggest she use anything at home. Once she does get this out of her head and she is trying to revive her scalp, I definitely suggest you use some rose water to help balance out the pH and get those blood vessels moving in the area. But also she just should just use some natural oils. So some jojoba oil, some grapeseed oil, almond oil, avocado oil, just natural oils by themselves. I wouldn't even suggest you use any mixture because she might even change her skin's chemical pH or her skin's ability to absorb oils or her skin's ability to withstand any other thing she needs to test that out before she tries to use anything that's any sort of mixture. All right, thoughts on co-washing and or product suggestions? Yes. Okay, so I did a video about co-washing before, and um co-washing is one of those tricky things for me. Co-washing, for those of you don't know who don't know, is basically washing your hair or shampooing your hair with conditioner, and it's used as a tactic to maintain moisture in the hair while still cleansing. Now, the reason why I have kind of like a love hate thing with the co-washing is because I think sometimes people use co-washing in place of shampooing all the time. And that's not good. Now, if you're using co-washing methods, if you normally shampoo your hair 3 times a week or twice a week or once a week or whatever, I think that if you, for example, if you do 3 times a week and you do one of those days, you use a co-washing technique, perfectly fine. It's not really harmful to the hair and it's still allowing your hair to maintain moisture. But if you're using it where you don't shampoo at all, I don't like that because one, shampoo is not just designed, well, if you are using a shampoo that's stripping the hair, you need to find a different shampoo. Shampoo is not designed to strip the hair unless it's a clarifying shampoo or a protein shampoo, which we can talk about a little bit later. But shampoo is designed to open up the cuticle layer, which is the first layer on the hair, and cleanse the hair and scalp. Okay. So that's its purpose. And if you are skipping that process, you're not allowing your scalp and your hair to actually be cleansed. The purpose of conditioner is to close that cuticle layer on the hair. So it takes all the nourishment and the nutrients from the conditioner. It traps those into that second layer of the hair, which is what we call the cortex. And it closes that cuticle and locks it in. So if you're never cleansing or you're only applying conditioner, you are literally just applying product on top of product, and over time you may notice that your hair starts to feel really greasy. You have product buildup. If you do color often, you may notice that your color process is not taking like it used to, and things like that. So if you're using co-washing in addition to still shampooing, all down for it. If you're using it as a replacement for shampooing, I don't like it. Some product suggestions. I'll send you some product suggestions. I have a product line that I absolutely love and adore that I recommend to everybody, no matter the hair type. I will private message you as soon as this live is over, and I will send it out to you because it's my absolute favorite. I've been using it for about a year now. Amazing. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? This was so fun. Like I said, I was so nervous before I started because I haven't gone live in so long. I'm definitely going to do this again. I'm definitely going to make sure I get out of my own way and keep this up and keep this going. I'm so appreciative to everybody who joined today. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart and love y'all. I see y'all soon. Thank you so much. Peace out.